as usual, you know, you kind of get this in your mind. What are we doing? To get started, we always start with this exercise. Every now and then I mix it up a little bit, but usually this is how we get started. Feet shoulder width apart. Make your arms into a big heart shape and push down. So it's kind of like a heart-shaped lollipop, if you will. Big arms up top, and then kind of like the stick on the bottom here. So everything starts at the top. Arms up, chin up, eyes up. Drop your arms, drop your chin, drop your eyes slightly. If you know the sequence, don't wait for me. The whole set of about 10 different instructions. I walk through it, but if you know them, just do it on your own if you want. So let's relax the eyes. No need to stare into the fluorescent light bulbs. Let the eyes become heavy and the focus somewhat soft. Inhale, breathe through your nose. As much as you can, in and out through the nose. Inhale, squish the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Exhale, tongue to the bottom of the mouth. So in the first couple breaths, ideally we're trying to get the breath deeper and the rate slower. If you can do that within the first 3 or 4 breaths, great. And that kind of sets our focus for the whole class, as far as slowing down the breathing and breathing deeper. All right, keep working our way down. So if this is opening and expanding, this would be closing and contracting. What are we contracting here? Our stomach. Pull the abdomen muscles back. Inhale. Arch your lower spine. Exhale. Round your whole spine. Just in time. Inhale. So I just said arch your lower back. Arch. Round. Those are the 2 variables with your spine. Oftentimes I'll refer to this like you're arching like a camel or you're rounding like a turtle, turtleback. Inhale. Shift your hips forward. Exhale. Shift your hips back. So the shifting of the hips puts the weight on the ball of your foot when you shift forward. Shifting your hips back puts the weight on your heels. So that concludes pretty much the set of instructions from the fingertips down to the feet. We're trying to move each one in sequence, not all at the same time. And that gets us that wave of movement. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do a few more. A few minutes ago, we were talking about Wu Wei. It's not a phone company, it's not a car. It's Wu Wei is effortless action. So again, that kind of sets the tone for what we're doing. We're trying to use just a minimal amount of effort to do the stretching, the movement, no tension, no force. Let's try one more. Inhale. And exhale. So if we were going to finish up this particular set or sequence right here, we would do a splash, a twist with a flick, and then a pull down. And then the same to the right. Splash, twist and flick, pull down. Pull ends up being a push, right? Reach up, like you're pulling. As you're pulling down, it turns into a push. So everything on the basic level of your muscles is either a push or a pull. That's how the muscles work. You got an agonist on one side and antagonist on the other. So you're constantly doing this. And that's the yin-yang principle right there. Black and white, opposition. So our next one is going to be the first movement from Tai Chi, the opening. We still got the whole shifting going on here. So your arms float up and you shift a little bit forward on the weight, or on the ball of your foot rather. Sink down, shift back. Inhale as we come up, that's opening. Exhale as we come down and back. So this whole set, there's, like I said in the past, there's about 12 exercises. We don't do all 12 of them, kind of get maybe about 8 of them or so. But there's a lot of this spine movement where we're arching and rounding. So try to make your arms light as a feather, and then they sink, they're heavy. Nothing changes, it's just your perception of how you're thinking about it. So like if I'm in water, the arms are floating to the surface, and then they're sinking down to the bottom of the pool. My shoulder wants to pop. If I do these exercises relaxed enough, I start to feel joints popping, which is okay, as long as it's not painful. Some of you might feel this in your neck, your shoulders, your back, spine, wherever. All right, so that's the first one. Second one, it's like we're holding onto a ball. And then as the ball gets bigger, we're breathing deeper. And we get all the way up to about shoulder level, kind of like a bird raising its wings. So we'll do the same thing with the feet, shifting forward. Same thing with the spine arching, shifting back, the spine rounds, chin goes up a little bit, chin goes down a little bit. So wherever the chin goes, that helps us to either arch or round our spine. Inhale, exhale. So if you folks were really, excited about this and you wanted to practice this on your own, you could go home and stand on a couple books, and just the feeling that you're an inch or two off the ground, it'll challenge your balance. If you really want to get crazy with it, you get 2 paint cans, like those gallon paint, and you put one under each foot, and then you stand on top of the paint cans. So I'm just giving you some contrast.
So that you don't fall through.
Yeah, the top is on the cans, right? And you do it in the grass so that if you stumble off, you don't hit the concrete. Okay, so those are actually a little bit more on the martial end of some of these practices. It's not uncommon for people to do this. I'm just kind of throwing it out there for our group. So now we go to the next one where we get our feet a little wider. This is typically called a drop stance because you're dropping your hip, and then we're just shifting. So we're going from one side to the other. Drop stance as we shift. All right, so that's good. So now we get the hands to do more like this roll back. There's a little splash, and just like our Tai Chi concept of roll back, we come all the way to here, to the opposite side. A little splash. So we start with the feet pushing, the hips shifting, the hands and arms come along for the ride. Effortless action, just enough effort to splash and roll the ball. So now we start to adjust with the ball of the foot coming up, the heel comes up as the ball pushes. So we get a little bit more of a pumping motion going with the calf and the foot. So I start to inhale as I'm coming in front, exhale as I'm doing a little bit of the twist and the squish. If this is fine, this hip is going to start to turn. So I rotate the hip joint and the ball of the foot still stays on the ground. So I go straight. As I start to come past the foot, it pushes. As I go further, it turns in. So we try to be careful not to let this hip and knee kind of go out like that. That's not a good thing. Keep the hip and the knee and the foot in the same plane. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So this will be our third exercise. Feet, waist, arms. Feet, push, waist shifts. Arms come along for the ride. Okay, let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale. So then I just bring my foot in. Next one we're going to do is here, like you hit your thumb with a hammer. You're putting up that picture on the wall and you got a little too close and it hurt. So you shake it a little bit. And then from there you shake your arms, your forearms. And then your shoulders. And then your hips bounce a little bit. So another way of thinking about this is like you got out of a pool and you forgot your towel. So then you can get the heels to come off the ground slightly. And then the spine can gently turn. All along the way, you're deciding how much or more you add in doing this. And then you can get your neck to just lightly bounce your head around a little bit. We do this for about 30 seconds. You stop, you bring your hands in front, and oftentimes you'll feel tingling. Maybe cold, hot, something. You'll feel something because we just stimulated our nervous system. All right, next one. Pick a line, any line. You got a line on the floor here. Put your hips back like you're sitting in a chair. Hands start at your hips, go to your knees. Head up. You can't go any higher with your head, your skull. Eyes go up a little bit further. Look as high up as you can go. Now go the other way. Chin down, palms down. Take the spot in between your shoulders and push it towards the ceiling. Shift your weight a little from one hip to the other, and then start to straighten your legs. And then straighten the spine, one vertebrae at a time. And then the head levels off. All right, so again, this is managing your spine, arching and rounding, and then we'll get the feet involved in this too. So I'm going to go to here, head up, chin up, inhale, head down, chin down, exhale. Shift a little bit. Arms are just totally relaxed. Straighten the legs, shoulders, head. There's that shoulder wants to pop. Hasn't popped yet. Inhale. Exhale. Effortless action. Just let the arms hang. No tension on the arms or the skull. The neck. Straighten the legs. Straighten the spine. Straighten the head. So I'm doing anywhere between 5 and 10 repetitions, depending upon which exercise it is. I'm not counting in my head, oh, we got to do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Next one. Hips go back, same idea. Arms go out, like you're at the edge of a pool now, and you're going to dive into the pool. But instead of going down, we're going to go up. And we try to get to about a 45-degree angle. Once we're up, we straighten the legs, we bring the arms to the sides, and we try to get the hands into a fist as high up as you can go. Trying to get up like by your kidneys. And then we dip our chin and we round our spine. I call that my the high school slouch. The high school kids, right? So I'm up at the pool, up at the edge. So if you can, here, you shift the weight forward on the ball of your foot. So your heels become light for a second or two. You feel that instability. And then the feet go flat and we do the stretch to the sides. Now the weight goes to our heels as we do the slouch. And occasionally you end up doing like a little step, like you got to catch your balance, and that's good. That's just rewiring your nervous system to be able to balance better. So here we go again. Step up to the edge. Inhale. Heels off the ground if you can. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Arching of the spine. Shifting the weight. Come stable, feet flat. Again, managing our spine. Managing where our weight is distributed. All right, let's do one more and then we'll move on. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Finish it up. Splash, flick. Pull down. Splash, flick. Pull down. Splash, flick. Pull down. Lock your knees. Lock your elbows. Relax your knees and elbows. So I was going to go further with a couple more of these, but then I caught a little sneak of what time it was, and it's like, oh, we got to move on to the exercise with the ball. So if you want to grab a ball, grab a ball. If you don't, you can do the same exercise. Most of you were here. So we hold it in the right hand to start. We do a half of that heart shape, and we push down. These tiles are perfect width for us to step out. They're about shoulder width for most of us. And then we turn. We grab the ball. I'll often say secure the ball. And we kind of start this circle. Our feet are towards the corner, but our spine and shoulders are towards the side wall here. And then as we come up, we arch, go through the center, pull the ball back a little bit, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, so there's a little arch in your spine, and then twist from the waist up towards the right. Your other right, if that's good. Yep. And now we go towards the left. So I get the feet turning. I sink my waist. Again, the arms will come along for the right. So I go from being arched to rounded to arched. Pull it back, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, and rounded. Anytime we twist laterally or to the side, you want your tailbone tucked. That's a general rule. So now I shift my weight, turn in, turn out, toes up, hand by your hip, and without letting your head drop, just let your eyes drop to look towards your hands. Flip the ball over. So I turn in, shift the weight, turn out. So my lower spine is arched. I'm not twisting my spine a whole lot laterally, so I don't have to worry about my back being arched or rounded. So we go back to the front. Here's that position we were in a moment ago. This is called a T. If you look down, your feet look kind of like a T. Bring the hands by your hip. So now we're starting to twist a bit of the spine laterally. So it's a good idea not to have your rear end like this, but to have your rear end tucked in. Then we again flip the ball. We get the feet in the right spot. We get the waist sinking. We finish with the upper body and eventually the hands and arms. Good, good, good. So now we get a little wider. I go from the T to a horse stance. We're sitting on top of a horse. That's why the legs are apart. So I reach for the left. I reach for the ceiling. I reach for the right wall. Separate the arms. So my left hand will be down. And then I take my eyes away and look to the left. So I'm still aware of that right arm. So now I come across and I scoop it up, reach to the right side, the top, the left. We do the same thing on the other side. This set is symmetrical. We do the same things on both sides. So here we start to now secure the ball, flip it over. Okay, now I gotta get to this side over here so I can step into bow stance. Those of you that have knee issues or back issues, you do bow stance. Those of you that lower body's good, no problem, twisted stance. And we'll do that same gesture. My arms are like a W. And then I look away. And I lean a little bit to the left. So I scoop up the ball, secure the ball, flip it. Now we got to get to the other side. So I can do our little C-step in the bow stance. Those of you that want to do twisted stance, we're here. Arm goes out, look away from it, relax. The reason I gotta lean, we have a tendency to lean away on the stance. So if I make an effort to lean to the right, that'll usually get the spine more over the hips. Secure the ball. I'm gonna move back a step here. So here we go. Reach and round your spine. We get to here, I turn sideways. Come over the top, and then I look to the left. So my back is not arched or rounded, it's neutral because I'm going to the side. Toes up, toes in, toes out. We do the same gesture on the other side. Round your spine, over the top, lean to the side, look towards your hands. Good. Okay, we got the ball in the right spot. We swing it to the left, toes straight, sink your weight, lift up. Push down. So again, here's the Wu Wei, effortless action. Don't hold with all your neck and tension stress. Relax your neck and your shoulders. If you can, balance. Put your foot next to your knee. Secure the ball. Flip it over. Feet, waist, hands and arms. Set the foot down once, twice. There's our drop stance. Shift. As we shift, we secure the ball, and we do it's about a half circle on this side. reach for your foot. And then lean and reach for your foot. Straighten back up, we go to the left. So it's not quite a whole circle, but it's close. Reach for your foot. And then round and reach for your foot. Come back, feet are about shoulder width, just like at the very beginning. It's almost the same exercise as the very beginning. Reach, arch your spine, and then we pull back the elbows and we just stay straight. We don't twist to the backside. Turn, turn. Feet are on an angle, but your shoulders and spine line up with the lines on the tile. Reach, pull back, arch your lower spine. So if we were finishing this, we would now put the ball on the left side and we would do the right side of the heart shape. And that gives us both sides, kind of like the yin and yang. We got to finish on one side, you got to do the other side. So there's a certain level of like philosophy that goes with this. The basic level is move, do the movement. That's just moving, getting the body moving, right? And then there's thinking about it, like, oh, I got to arch, I got to round, I got to do all this stuff. That's the brain level. And then the spiritual level is getting to where it's like awareness of it's being light, there's no effort, there's no tension. Just putting your brain in a different spot. All right, if you ever have questions, please ask. Otherwise, I keep going. So we'll start it again. Inhale. Exhale. 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 All right, move back to the center here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. So you can hide the ball somewhere, put it away, put it on the shelf for a second, set it by the floor, whatever. Eventually it's got to go back there, so. Yeah, we're done. So that was 2 times through. First time I talked, gave you hopefully all of the narrative of where you need to be with the stances. Second time, just focused on the breathing a bit. So when we start doing more of the Tai Chi exercises, you'll see the same stuff. You're going to see the empty stance, a little bit of the Bagua stance, bow stance, rooster stance. It's the same stances, it's the alphabet. You keep seeing it all over the place when we do the exercises. So there's a couple other exercises we do with this. You're going to reach behind and grab your ear, as much of your ear as you can. Other hand in front grabs your ear from the front side. And then you're not really trying to turn your head, but you're trying to pull the ears. Your head stays straight, put tension on the ears. And your ears should all of a sudden feel very awake and warm. So you do it a couple times, like 2-3 times. Just enough to feel that wake up, like, oh my gosh. And then we do the other side. So there's a reason why in years past, parents would pull their kid by the ear, because all the nerve endings, acupressure points. So typically you do this for a couple times, and then when you stop, it's like you're a bit more alert or awake. And you stimulate your nervous system once again. So then we're gonna do some stuff with the hands. So, oh, I love all these books. I'm trying to gather the books in, like this, right? Try to get all your fingers to move. Relax your shoulders, but just like you're pulling in all those books. And then we go up. Shoulders are still relaxed, just trying to get the fingers moving. And most of you will see your fingertips turn red or, different shade. And then we go down. Get all the fingers moving, each digit of the fingers, and then back, behind. And a side effect of doing this might be your neck or your shoulder. Some of you got tension in those areas. So then we go up. Now it's the same idea, like I'm trying to pull the stuff off the wall, fingers moving. And then we go in. Trying to keep the shoulders relaxed, keep the tension away from your neck and your shoulders, even though you're holding your arms up. And then we go out. It doesn't have to be any particular order, we're just trying to hit all the different directions. And then we go behind. And even though you're holding your arms up and wiggling your fingers, you're probably going to feel in different parts of your shoulders because you're hitting a different, you got like 3 different parts of your shoulder. We're moving all those different parts. So hopefully it feels good. Oh, your hands turn red. It doesn't take a whole lot to get the hands to turn red, but what that is, it's a bit of an indicator that you can manage your blood flow and you can manage your nervous system by doing these exercises. Cool stuff. All right, Tai Chi time. You'll see some overlap, not so much the last things we just did, but some of the earlier stuff. So here's our little half circle. Get loose, get comfortable. Again, Wu Wei, effortless action. Arms float up, arms sink down. Now we get the ball spinning, but then it goes back to the feet pushing, the waist shifts, the hands and arms extend. And we go to the other side. Spin the ball to the right, shift to the right. And then we pull back into the center, and then we go down. So this teaches us a lot about the opposites. We have an up and forward. We have a down and back. We have one hand high, one low. One knee bends, one straightens. One hand is close as the other is far. So it's all opposites or contrast. When we pull in here, we got an up, we got a down. So our up and forward is metal, like a spear poking. Pulling back is wood. The smooth flow from the feet to the waist to the arm is water. And then the same on the opposite side would be fire. Fire doesn't really flow, but it's opposite of water, so we'll go with it. And then we got earth, solid and stable. All right, so we don't need to do that 100 times. That's something, we do it every class. It's the fundamental 5 root, like we're solid. Where's our stability when we're moving? We're moving forward, back, side to side. We're very rooted. So now I get into empty stance by that. Catch the ball. So whenever we step in a bow stance, we go from the heel and then flat on the foot. And here's our ward off. There's a splash we did earlier and roll back like we did earlier. So now I'm twisted. So I bump with my shoulder, poke with the elbow, eventually I press with the wrist. We call that squeeze also. Splash, pull back, push. All right, those are the easy ones. They each have just one part. Split, however, does this twist to the left, adjust your feet, twist to the right, dip your elbow, pinch, and then split the arms. So split has a lot more going on. So right here's actually a pull, but then ward off, roll back. Shoulder, elbow, press, pull, push, split is all of that. And even in that split, there's 3 splits that we did within it. So we ward off, roll back. Shoulder, elbow, press, they kind of roll together, pull, let the slingshot go, push. So this is the first split. Arms are split apart. Our second split is our body's going opposite of our hips, our upper body. Third split, arms are going to go apart. So it's like there's always another thing you can kind of break down. So we also have heaven, expansion, earth, grounding, mountain, canyon, water, because I said they flow together. Pull is wood, push is fire and metal, split, thunder, all over the place, left and right. All right, so those are our fundamentals of 8. 8 directions when we practice that, but really it's back and forth, up and down. So the reason I say 8 directions, we're doing it, I just said heaven, earth, mountain, canyon, whatever. That's the Bagua symbol, the 8-sided shape, the octagon. Sometimes people put that in their house above the doorway. It's a good luck thing. It's philosophy, feng shui. Belief system, maybe. It does have some logic behind it. Like you put a mirror somewhere, it's supposed to reflect energy. It's like, oh, when you walk in, you can kind of see yourself. It's like, put the hair in the right spot. So there is some logic that goes with some of these systems. But that's the Bagua. And that kind of connects to what we're doing with Tai Chi too. All right, so now we're going to cover some ground here, folks. So we're going to end up backing up a little bit maybe as we do this. We're not going to keep advancing forward though. You'll see what we're doing. So here's our opening, closing. Here's our stepping back into bow stance, and then empty stance. White crane spreads its wings. Shoulders relaxed, hips sink. Step with your heel. Bow stance. Past your face twice. Reach up. Brush knee as you push in front. Shift back so you can turn your knee towards the corner. Empty stance again. Shoulder, elbow, press. So some of the fundamentals, we just did these. Twist to the left, adjust your feet. Twist to the right, split. Sink into your waist, sink your shoulders. Empty stance. Brush past your face, strum the guitar. Balance on one leg, touch your toes, touch your heel. We did this a whole bunch in that other set with the ball. Okay, now here's what I was talking about. We're gonna go sideways a bit. So we go across towards the corner. We shift away as we chop towards the corner. Turn the feet. Bow stance. Shoulder, elbow press. So we're gonna keep doing this. We go straight towards the corner with our hands, towards the side walls with the shoulder, elbow press. Toes straight again, hands to the corners, toes turn, So by the end of this, your feet, your lower body, you get quite a bit of coordination with turning your toes of your feet with your hips. So we do one more in block, we do one more chop, and now we move on. Turn the hip, block, empty stance, block, punch. Shift back, turn your hip, catch the ball. Empty stance, bow stance, ward off, roll back, shoulder, elbow, press, pull, push. Turn to the front. I'm going to move back to the center here. Try and give you folks space. I'll move up a step or two if I can. Cross your body, turn the wrist. Cross your body, turn your wrist. Arms make a circle, break it open and roll your wrists out. One arm goes above your head, the other goes above your thigh. Both knees are bent, but I'm not on the front or the back. I'm in between the two. Shift back, turn your foot and hand. Right hand and arm kind of swing around. Turn to the corner, empty stance, strum the guitar, fist. Make it a fist. It has to reach a little further if it's a fist. Balance, toes, heel. Equal weight, lift up and look over your shoulder. Foot by your ankle, and then step. We do 2 steps going backwards. Backwards walking into repulse monkey. We only got room for 2 of them today. So I'm pushing on top. This is like a big ball. Push on top, pull on the bottom. Both elbows are bent, both knees are bent. Catch the ball. Empty stance, drag your foot. Brush knee as you push. Catch the ball, shift, turn. Empty stance, or bow stance into empty stance. Brush knee, push. Feet come together and then apart. Strum the guitar. Sink down so you can try to balance. Toes touch, heels touch. C-step into bow stance. Arms cross. Twist your body to the right. Twist your body to the left. Left hand stays by your shoulder, makes a fist. Lean forward as you brush knee. Punch on a 45-degree angle. Toes straight, hips straight, everything straight. Rainbow. Bow stance. Flick, like you're spitting poison. They call it spitting poison. If you want to do twisted stance, you go to here. Back leg comes up, arms up. Balance like a statue. Same thing. Spit poison. Twisted stance if you'd like. Empty stance, bow stance. Block. This time the hand's open and it twists. And then it flicks. And it ends up in front of your face, above your forehead. And the other arm comes around. So you got tension in your neck and shoulders here. Drop your shoulders. Try and slap your shin. Step down, step out, splash water, ride the tiger again. All right, I'm going to move over a step, 2 steps, and I'm going to in block, shift back, chop. Shift forward, that same sequence. Flick, hand by your forehead, arms come up, arms are heavy, let them drop. Try and slap your shin, step through, splash water. Earlier it was spit poison, now we call it splash water. These people, right? Turn and do the ride the tiger again. All right, feet together. Empty stance, bow stance, shoulder, elbow, uppercut. Feet come together. Spin the big ball, punch up, punch down, sink down. Take your fist, try and touch your knee and your other knee. If you can go to your foot, then go to your foot and your foot. And then into a warrior stance. Leg comes in. It's rooster on one leg. If you want to hang out here, that's fine, but in the 48, we go up. And you try to balance with one leg up. We do the other side. Rooster on one leg, up. Foot down once, twice, we did that earlier. In block, chop, shoulder, elbow press. We did that earlier quite a bit, right? Okay, so now, after we do this, it's the split, twist and split the arms. All right, we're gonna run out of room, so we need to back up a step or two. We're gonna shorten it up as we normally do. We go straight, hand to your hip, and here's that feet, waist, arms, kind of like a slinky. If you remember the slinky toy, and then the feet catch together, and we do the other side. So it's feet, waist, hands and arms. This one, it's just kind of quick, the leg comes in. So it's supposed to be 3, we'll just do 2. Step with your heel, part the horse's mane. We did that earlier with the horse dance, right? We gotta do another one. Part the horse's mane. All right, now we're gonna adjust to be on the corner a bit. So I go to the back corner where Colette is. I go to the front corner where Christine is. Sink down. Adjust your feet. Hands on both front corners. Wu wei. Arms relaxed, weightless, effortless. Try to balance. If you can balance, try and point your toes. If you can point your toes, pull them. If you can pull them, reach. Yeah, a lot going on. C-step in the bow stance. Scrub. Double punch. Sink your shoulders. So we got to get to the other side. So I adjust. Hands on the corners, relax. Same thing. Leg up, leg out, toes back, reach. Set the foot down. Go past your face. Go past your face. The hands are by my hips and shoulder, right? They switch. And my left hand rubs across my stomach area. My other arm punches straight down. Feet come in. Now we're back on this corner thing again. We go towards Nancy's corner, all the way to the front by Paul's corner. We scoop up, open the fan, and then split it, stretch it. We go back to the corners. Arms on the corners. This time around, we're just gonna do toes. Point your toes. Either point them down or out. However much you can hold your leg up. Same on the other side. Focus on the toes. Down, out, reach. Okay, bring the foot back. Catch the ball. Go past your face. Past your face. Reach behind. Brush knee as you push. We gotta do 2 of them to get to the other side. So I do 1 brush past my face, 1 brush knee and push. Shift back, block, step forward, parry, bow stance, punch. Come by your shoulder. See, I kind of wrap around, slide down, apparent closing, push. You gotta make a little space, so we'll back up again. So it's wave arms like clouds going to the left. Again, like the slinky. The slinky stretches out, and then it kind of snaps and catches up. So let's just do 2, because like I said, we're gonna run out of space. Catch the ball, shoulder, elbow, uppercut. We get to do the other side this time. In block, chop, catch the ball. So now the hands come together. Oftentimes we just catch the ball and then do something else, right? This time they kind of do this butterfly and then push. And then they split. Drop your shoulders, sink your waist. Gotta do the other side. In block. Chop. The 48 set does have some symmetry to it. Sometimes it happens right away, sometimes it's not until, a drastic amount of steps apart. This is right away. You do one side, you do the other side. Spin the ball. Look at that horse stance for just a moment. Bow stance, pierce up, brush knee on the bottom, turn. There's white crane spreads at swings. Remember I said symmetry might be drastically apart? That was the first step at the beginning. So what comes next? Try to scoot down without bending forward to pick up a ball. If you can, stand on one leg. Foot comes down once, twice. In block. In block. Grab your wrist, make a fist. On the way back to the left, it's a shoulder bump, an elbow poke, and a fist down towards the groin. Scoop up again. This time the foot stays on the ground. Horse stance again. Block as you twist. Catch the ball, flip it, pinch, snake creeps, step through. That leg stays bent, kind of like our repulse monkey. Fists, draw back, arms scoot in. Right hand pushes, left hand hooks. If you can balance, lift your leg. That's our cross crawl principle there. Opposite arms and legs. Spin. Bagua position block. Sink. Shift back. Take this leg and try to lift it. Set it down. Block. Punch. Shift back. Block. Parry. Punch. Step forward. Ward off. Roll back. Shoulder, elbow, press, pull, push. You got it, folks. Open, close, open, close. That is the whole set of the 48. Sometimes they call it the Great 48, but come on, it's all eights. You could rhyme it with anything. The Great 108, the Great 98. It's like, whatever. So one time through with a whole narration. Now you got it. We'll do it one more time through with me just talking about slowing down the breathing. And again, you kind of know what we're doing. You know what we're doing enough to say, I'm not going to do that, right? Or that. So adjust as you need to. Everybody's good? No questions? Okay. One more time through, folks. It'll take us about 10 minutes. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe quicker if you need to. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. 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 Fancy turn is this one. Either way, you end up in the same spot. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. 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 In. out, in, 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 out. So I'm going to back up. I'm trying to do 2 of those. In, out, 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 in, out. Need a little bit more space. In, out, in. Now it's supposed to be 3, but we're doing 2. In, out, 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 in. Make sure you don't put your hand in someone's face. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Slower, deeper. Pull the blood and the oxygen back up to the top of the head, but bring your energy down towards your navel. In. Out. In. Out. Lock your knees and elbows just for a moment. Feel the contrast. Oh, air conditioning's on. I can feel the sweat and coolness. Yep. And then bend and relax. So, hopefully, everybody kind of moved their body. I don't know if everybody wants to remember this, but the movement, trying to move through all those different positions and postures, it's quite an accomplishment to do that whole set. So I noticed out of the corner of my eye, there are a few of you that are a little dyslexic. Left arm, right leg, right? So when we're children, we have a hard time with that. As we get older, we have a hard time. That's why this is such good exercise. For at one moment, I threw in there a cross crawl mechanism. When we walk, you get into this where one arm is opposite of the leg. It's natural. Our nervous system, again, knows what to do. We mess it up. When we do climbing, like up a ladder, you usually don't go up right foot and right hand. You go opposite. And that gives you more stability because you're going across your body, you're engaging your core. This whole set is all about that. We're doing opposite arms and legs constantly. So even if you don't think about it, you're really working the brain. You're making the connections and you're helping to preserve your balance and stability just by doing the movements. If you can remember the steps, that's another level. Now you're engaging more of your, long-term, short-term memory, all that stuff going on. So there's a whole lot of anatomy and physiology stuff that we do, a whole lot of psychology, human behavior. If you just come in and do the class, you learn it all without even thinking about it. So if you have questions, stay afterwards. Be well, be safe.